Peace and prosperity to everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us again for another beautiful grounding session here in nature. We are out in the snow and we are going to connect to our beautiful trees as we do always on day 52 of our grounding live sessions. I'm going to take a moment now and share out the live with a few people. Y'all can bear with me as y'all come in. Tap the screen, share the live. I love and appreciate you all. I'm just going to send out a few invites. Thank you, whoever that is that just came in. Give me just a second. I'm just sending out some invites to a handful of people. I appreciate you coming in. Just 1 second as I'm just sending out some invites to a handful of people. We are going to talk about meditation today. Thank you to whoever sent that heart me. I'll see who it is in just a second. I'm just sharing the live right now. Hey, Bonnie, peace and prosperity to you. Thank you so much for the heart me. You know we love and appreciate you. Like a hug, that's an awesome name. Thank you so much for the gifts, Bonnie. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. We are out in nature as usual, tapping into this beautiful energy so that we can offer peaceful, loving, encouraging messages to the whole world. I'm so thankful to have you all here. Today, I want to talk about meditation. As a lot of people hear about meditation all the time, the first thing most people think about is but based on how we chose our avatar, how we decided to come to this realm, there are certain elements that we register with a little bit more than usual. Thank you so much. Bomnoit. Wait. Let me say it correctly because I've been working on it. Bomnoit. Bomnoit. Thank you, Lily. Peace and prosperity to you, Cypher. Thank you so much for being here. And as I was mentioning a moment ago, we're going to talk about meditation a little bit today. Yes, Pisces season, which is a great time for it because Pisces are very aware people. They're very in touch with emotions as water signs, but they are heavy thinkers, almost like the air signs. Thank you so much, my dear. You know I appreciate you. But I want to talk about how there are different ways of meditation beyond just the typical, sitting in silence meditation. Thank you so much, Bonnie. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. I'm going to pin that actually. I appreciate you so much. Definitely want to get the likes and the loves for this one because this message is going to be extremely helpful to anyone who has any trouble. Yeah, Pisces are awesome. I love y'all, Pisces. Anyone who has any trouble with typical meditation, I'm going to offer a few very simple suggestions. Thank you so much for the FYP, Bonnie. We love you. We appreciate you. I'm going to offer some simple suggestions that are commonplace things that we can use to help us to get into that meditative state. And I guess we'll start with fire, which is, in my opinion, is almost the easiest one. Pretty Ben Paid, peace and prosperity to you. We love you, Pretty Ben Paid. I'm so happy to see you because we got love for you today too. We got love for everybody, but I'm very happy to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. So, with meditation, again, people usually assume and think about just, sitting Indian style and, just kind of quieting your mind. But for some of us, sitting in quiet is not always an easy way to quiet our minds. Sometimes it makes that roar a little bit louder. So, starting with the fire signs, I would like to talk about fire meditation. For any of my fire signs here, give me a shout out or put some fire in the chat if you're a fire sign or identify with being a fire sign. A lot of fire signs will find that being at bonfires or being at campfires, being in front of a fireplace, it gives this soothing, calm feeling to them. And that in itself is meditation. So, for a lot of fire signs who are not immediately aware of this, if you're not able to go to a bonfire, a campfire, just lighting a candle in solitude and just staring at the flame on that candle can bring you so much peace and joy. It will literally elate you, fire signs, if you tap into that energy. Just lighting a candle and just staring at the flame will bring you peace, allow you to clear your mind. Just allowing the fire to just work with you in that energy. Hey, Beto, peace and prosperity. Thank you so much for coming in. It's a very natural and beautiful way for fire signs to connect. Because again, that's part of your element. That's a major part of your element. And again, it's part of a lot of our elements. So if you're not a fire sign, but you resonate with that message, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing out of the way about that. But I definitely recommend for the fire signs to do candle meditation. Peace and prosperity to you, Suli. Thank you so much for being here. Peace and prosperity to you. I definitely recommend candles and just again lighting a candle and just enjoying the flame will allow you to clear your mind and have a restful energy to allow your thoughts to manifest in the direction you want to go in. Thank you, Nat. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Peace and prosperity to you. All right, so that was fire signs. I did them first. I'm going to save earth for last because I'm an earth sign. And it's kind of obvious what earth signs can do because I do it all the time. But we're going to move on to water. My beautiful water signs, the Scorpios, the Pisces. I want to talk to y'all, and of course the Cancers, about a very simple technique that if you're not able to do traditional meditation. Hey, Chosen, thank you so much for being here. Peace and prosperity to you. Yeah, I got something good for you, Pisces. I promise you. You're going to love this. My brother Crystal's good to see you. Thank you so much. Of course, if you have the option to be near nature and running water, that is the best. Nothing's going to make a water sign feel better than being out in water. So if you are near the ocean, if you're near a lake, if you're near a running river, just listening to that running water is going to bring you some peace and prosperity. Just allowing yourself to soak up that water energy is going to make you feel amazing. Hey, Becky, peace and prosperity to you. Thank you so much. Yes, Miss Kelly. So if for whatever reason you are not available to go to the ocean, a lake, or a river, what I will also recommend, very simple, are baths. Running yourself a bath and just speaking to the water before you get in it will bring you so much peace, so much prosperity. Because when you imagine and understand that water in itself holds its own energy, holds memories, and you speak to that water before you get into that bath. If you speak to that shower before you get into that shower, and just pleasantly say, I appreciate this loving energy that you provide. I appreciate being associated to this beautiful water energy. Just saying peaceful, loving things to that water before you submerge in it will bring you a lot of love, will bring you a lot of clarity. It will allow you to clear your mind. It'll allow you to settle your energy down. The water signs are known for being emotional. I have 4 water placements in my own chart myself, so I have a lot of water. And the understanding of how easily accessible our emotions are for ourselves and others can sometimes put us in a disarray. So little tips like, again, just speaking to your water, even if you're pouring yourself a cup of water. Hey, elevate peace and prosperity to you. Even if you're pouring yourself a cup of water in a clear glass, just take a second before you drink it and speak softly into that cup of water. Loving, beautiful messages, and it's going to fill your body up with that loving message. Thank you so much for being here. We all have every element in us. So all of these practices I'm mentioning can work for anyone. I just want to make sure I cover everybody's bases because there are going to be certain parts of this per your element that will register more than others. You'll hear something I say and you'll be able to actually remember a moment where you did something similar instinctively and you were able to connect in peace. Joyce, Carmen, thank you so much for being here. Peace and prosperity to you. It's freezing on your end. Oh, I hope not. Usually I have good reception in this spot, but thank you for letting me know. So I spoke about the fire signs and the candle work. Well, yes. Crystals, I'm sorry, brother, you did miss that. I spoke about the fire signs first and candle work, bonfires, being able to just take a moment and just stare into the flames. Then I spoke about the water, running baths, showers, if you're not able to get to actual outside running water, oceans, lakes, rivers. Now, let's talk about the air signs. Now, the air signs are a complicated but beautiful sign. My Libras, my Aquariuses. Oh man, I'm about to forget the other air sign. I'm having a slight brain fart. The Geminis. Hey, peace and prosperity to you. Thank you so much for being here, Wellspring. I love that name, by the way. It's such a beautiful name. For the Geminis, the Libras, the Aquariuses, your superpowers are usually in communication. Hey, Maddie, thank you so much for being here. Peace and prosperity to you. And so for you, I recommend music. I definitely recommend music for the air signs. Listening to frequencies, as you already love to communicate. You love to listen, you love to talk, you love to communicate. I definitely recommend listening to some music, specifically some high frequency music, and just listening to it, allowing it to clear your mind, allowing yourself to literally have a conversation with that frequency music. And when you start to imagine yourself in actually communicating with the music, it will communicate back with you, allowing you to clear your mind, allowing you to clear your thoughts, which is so important. Hey, Kiki, peace and prosperity to you. And Crystals, thank you so much for the gift, my brother. We love you. Maurice Jossant, thank you so much for being here. Peace and prosperity to you. For those coming in, we are talking about meditation, and not just traditional meditation, but per the elements, different ways that you can do some general meditation to help clear your mind and release and allow yourself to think clearly. I mentioned for the fire signs, to light a candle if you aren't able to get to a bonfire. Thank you so much, Lily. Or a campfire. Or if you can't light a fire in your own fireplace. Lighting a candle and just soaking up the fire as you burn that candle is a form of meditation. For my water signs, if you're not able to get to a lake, an ocean, a river, just speaking softly to a cup of water before you drink it. Just speaking to your bathtub as you run bath water or take a shower will also bring you that same meditative state. I mentioned for my air signs, my Libras, my Geminis, my Aquarius, about listening to music, allowing some high frequency music to settle down your beautiful mind, which is always focused on conversating and communication. Allowing yourself to literally communicate with the frequency music will let you to release that frustration you guys build up sometimes. You're a Scorpio. I love Scorpios. I have a lot of Scorpio on my chart. Scorpios are water signs. So for you, Kiki, as I mentioned before, if you're not able to get to, hey, Vivian, peace and prosperity to you. Thank you so much for being here. If you're not able to get to any running water outside, hey, GA Perfection, peace and prosperity to you. Hey, Maya, peace and prosperity to you. If you're not able to get to any running water outside, a lake, an ocean, a river, pour yourself a cup of water, and before you drink it, speak softly to that water, a loving affirmation. That water will then fill your body up with that same loving affirmation. Or if you're running a bathtub, if you're running a bath for yourself, speak softly to that water before you get in the tub or before you get in the shower. That's a form of meditation. These are some of the things they don't talk about. But it's a very easy, accessible meditation practice that, of course, allows for you to find some balance and clarity on a day-to-day basis. You'll enjoy that, I can tell. Now, I spoke about the fire signs and, of course, candles, fire. I spoke about the water signs with the water, the cup of water, the bathtub, the showers. And, of course, I spoke about the air signs, the communication signs, and how they can use frequency to communicate to settle their minds. Now, of course, I have to speak about the earth signs. And I myself, being a Taurus, a true Taurus, I can tell you that there's nothing better for us than, of course, obviously, this. Hugging a tree, grounding. Scorpios are not water signs. Since when? Now, see, we could have a whole conversation. I like that, G Flow. I feel you. We can have a whole conversation about why the scorpion is associated to water signs, but it'll be a whole long conversation. For now, trust me when I tell you that you guys are definitely water signs. Scorpios are fixed water signs, locked in on emotion. They are people who think deeply constantly. And so when we're talking about working with emotions, if you're not able to settle yourself for meditation, being around water as a Scorpio will definitely help you to clear your mind. But I'm happy you said that, G Flow, because again, I will take that in consideration next time, and we'll have a conversation about where all these different emblems and signatures come from for each of the signs, especially for Scorpios. But again, earth signs, we need to be outside. If you are not able to come out and touch a tree the way I do, I definitely, again, recommend just holding your palms up to the sunlight. Now, again, every practice I'm mentioning can work for anyone because, again, we all have every element in us. Every single one of us has earth, water, fire, and wind in all of us. So any of these practices can work for you. And if any of the things I've said for the other signs resonate with you, definitely try it out. But for earth signs, I recommend always grounding in nature, touching the ground barefoot, touching the trees, anything that literally allows you to ground yourself in nature is always going to be good for any earth sign. My fellow Tauruses, my Capricorns, my Virgos, get yourself outside if you can. If you can. If you cannot, of course, there are grounding mats. And also, if you have any plants at home, just giving a little extra love and care to your plants at home will also help with that earth grounded energy as well. So to recap, because again, this conversation, hey Risa, thank you so much for being here. Peace and prosperity to you. To recap, you all get to see me meditate every day. Every day I come out and I tap my mind, my emotions, my body into this loving grounded energy. As an earth sign, that's my favorite way of doing things. But for my fire signs, if you can get to a bonfire, if you can get to a fireplace, and if you can't, lighten a candle. Hey, Vibe, peace and prosperity to you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, everyone, for the gifts and the likes. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. For my fire signs who are, again, talking about non-traditional ways of meditation, my fire signs, I want to say it again, lighten a candle is going to be euphoric for you. It doesn't matter what type of candle, just lighten it. It's going to give you a spark on the inside. And take a moment and just relax and stare at the flame. Don't pressure yourself to think about anything or not to think about anything. Just sit and enjoy the moment. And see, that's the thing about meditation. It's really all about being in the now moment. It's about a feeling of gratitude, another way of showing gratitude to yourself and the universe by just being able to live in that moment and just breathe and enjoy just feeling whatever it is you feel and whatever it is that comes to mind. I mentioned for the air signs again about that frequency music because air signs love to communicate. Because air signs love to communicate. It's a passion for the Libras, the Aquariuses, to be able to speak, for a Gemini to be able to have a conversation, high level with frequency music. If it allows you, if you feel it as well, allow yourself to just move in rhythm. And then, of course, again, for my water signs, which again, I have a lot of water in my chart. I'm actually almost just as much water as I am earth, me specifically. To speak to your cup of water before you drink it, to talk to your bath water before you put yourself in the bath or in the shower will help to relax you, relax your emotions, relax your feelings. All those feelings that may be pent up. Thanks for coming back, Pretty Been Paid. All those emotions that's been pent up inside, you speak to that glass of water and you drink it, it's going to help to flush it right out. It's going to help you to manifest what you feel. It's going to help you to manifest what you want because it'll allow you to clear your mind and get in touch with yourself. Because that's what meditation is about. It's about self-love. It's about drawing closer to yourself. It's about understanding yourself. But no one can tell you how to do that. You just have to find a way. You have to find a way to connect with who you are. So I wanted to offer that information. This was for me, water. Yeah. Listen, Pretty Been Paid. I would love to hear, or even if you were wanting to post it, I would love to hear you talk about how that cup of water make you feel if you drink it. When you pour that cup of water, just speak softly into it. I love you. I appreciate you. And then you drink that water. you will feel that love and appreciation you spoke into that glass of water take over your whole body. Clear out the emotions you have attached to such and such, to friends and family. You'll clear out the emotions from the past and lock in on your own, which is your superpower. And no greater way for a Scorpio or any water sign for that matter, Cancers and Pisces, to empower themselves than to be aware of their own emotions. Because that way, when you guys empathically, by mistake in some cases, tune into other people's emotions, you'll be able to better recognize your own emotions and separate yourself from that. Big Scorpio, you know what I'm talking about then, right? You ever been in a room and you feel somebody else's emotions and it almost feel like yours? These kind of practices will help you to separate the two so you can recognize what you're feeling versus what others are feeling. And it makes you that much more powerful to understand your emotions. My earth signs, yet again, we belong out here. We belong out here. We belong in nature. It is a passion of ours for a reason. The earth quite literally calls out to us, earth signs. And we are received with love when we come with love. When I hug these trees, when I tap into this energy, I get to clear my mind and clear my energy, clear my heart, and just allow whatever to come in to come in. And I receive that love and energy, and then I give it back to the world as best I can. Scuba Steve, peace and prosperity. Thank you so much for coming in. My air signs, communication is so key. Nobody can look at things in a balanced way on both sides like a Libra can. Nobody can communicate with the whole world like the Aquarius can. Nobody can have these high level intellectual conversations like those Geminis. Allow yourself to communicate with frequencies. Allow yourself to have a whole conversation with frequency music. Let that frequency come into your pretty ears and sit there and talk to you. And then that way you can discuss with that same frequency how you feel, what you're thinking, what you want to say. Anything that's blocked up in communication for you guys, which happens often because sometimes you guys are thinking 100,000 thoughts at once. But if you allow that frequency to come in and settle you down, then you can figure out your thoughts. You can align yourself with your thoughts. And that's where your superpower lies. To be able to not just communicate what you see and what you know, but the ability for you guys to communicate what you feel is a beautiful, powerful thing for any air sign. My fire signs were passionate people. Fire signs are very, very passionate people. The rage that you feel when you have to do something, you have to take action. Allow that fire, as it's actively living and breathing, to settle you down for a second. Not in entirety, because it doesn't put your fire out, but it allows you to focus that passion. It allows you to focus that fiery energy on whatever it is you want to lock in on. We have to clear our thoughts in order to understand who we are, where we are, and where we are right now. The now moment allows us to see everything for what it is. And then from there, we can make decisive decisions. We can plan ahead and benefit ourselves the best way possible. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody can do it for you. You have to do it yourself. You have to do it yourself. So I wanted to share that with everyone because, again, a lot of people, when we think of meditation, we immediately go to sitting with our legs crossed in silence, clearing our minds. But it's more to it than that. Anything you can do that puts you in a now moment, anything you can do that puts you into gratitude, where you can just enjoy the now moment no matter what's happening around you, is meditation. We all have every element in us, so any of the things I mentioned If it resonates with you, go for it. Don't worry about if I only said, or if I said fire signs with fire. Don't worry about that. Or water for water signs. Don't worry about that. These positive things can affect all of us in a positive way. And you may find out something new about yourself. You may get to learn something new in just being able to experience that element. And that's what I want for people. I want people to learn things new about themselves. I want them to learn to understand themselves. I want us all to become experts in ourselves. Because the better we know ourselves, the better we understand everything. The better we understand the world. The better we understand our relationships. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I ain't staying on for too long. I still got some work to do. This was an important message. And if anyone missed a piece of the message, I definitely recommend checking out my YouTube, which I will be uploading this video on my YouTube page sometime this evening. And we'll talk more about these things later as well. I wanted to just keep it short and simple. Say it again. Yeah.
Portable air compressor?
No, I don't.
Damn it. I say, you want to make $100? We just blew our tire, put the spare on, and let it down, and it's flat as well. It just needs air.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all good, buddy, man. Appreciate it.
All right, you be safe, man. Take care of yourself. So I want people to tap into that energy to better know yourselves. And I want to express it in a way that was easy to understand and easy to do. The examples I offered today, you have available to you in your own home to do right now. Nobody has to give you anything. You don't have to wait. You can tap into that energy on your own time, anytime you want. Because one of the keys of my message on a day-to-day basis, while we come out and ground every day, while we've grounded every day of this year, and we'll continue to ground every day this year, is because grounding is free. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't take up any resources. We keep being told that we have to spend money to better ourselves. We have to give this and give that to make our lives better. We don't. Nature provides everything we need to make our lives better. Everything we need to be whole is already inside of us. It's just about tapping into that energy and allowing it to flourish from the inside out. I love y'all. That's all for today. Peace and prosperity to everyone.